pretty. Hi, Ramona. Very pretty too. Look, go say hi to your friend in there. If you guys don't want to be friends, that's okay. You don't have to be. I just thought it was nice. I just thought it would be nice for you to be friends, to have a friend. She's pretty nice, even though she's nervous. She's a good midwife. She's been through the whole process. Are you so pretty? Are you so pretty? You're so pretty. Come here. Oh, oh, that's a big belly. Cute. Oh, such a good purr. Ooh, look at that belly. Look at the belly. Mm. Hi, Mona. You're so pretty. What a good purr. How's your friend? She's friendly. She's very friendly. Mm. So beautiful. So beautiful. Come here. Come here and see your friend. So Ramona's in here. I'm sure you've all figured this out, but just to see if she and Princess Consuela get along, because Princess Consuela is very social and I think would enjoy the company, and Ramona is also very social, and the kittens are all going to be adopted soon, hopefully, and we have to figure out what to do with Ramona. Chloe can't be returned because of her health, and plus Chloe has made much more progress than Ramona has. So she will be adopted if we can find a home for her. But she and Ramona have not been as close, mostly because of Chloe. Ramona still wants to, she is still very social. Chloe is occasionally social, but for the most part does not really like snuggle with Ramona or anything like they used to do when they were raising the kittens together. So I'm trying to think of what else we can try with Ramona to see if she will get a little less fearful, and so I thought if Princess Consuela is cat social and Ramona's cat social, maybe they can be best friends. So far they have not like really interacted that much, except when Princess Consuela runs into the nest when she hears me coming at first. Oh my, look at that belly. But so I don't know, so I'm not gonna push it too much, but I'll give them the rest of the day and see if anything progresses. And then if they don't seem to be hitting off, then I'll bring Ramona back upstairs. So everyone was, well, not everyone, a handful of people were scandalized yesterday when I suggested that Ramona at this point would be happiest back in the forest. And I understand that we would all love for her to be happy with humans and in a home. She is happy, like at nighttime she comes out and she hangs out with the kittens and Chloe a little bit. And so if it was possible for her to live like in a house with no humans, I think she would be fine with that, as long as she had lots of other cats to interact with. However, she lacks the opposable thumbs to, go grocery shopping and feed herself and take herself to the vet. So that's not really an option. And in order to have her adopted into a home, her adopters need to be able to handle her, like put her in a crate if she needs to go to the vet, give her meds if she needs them, and that is not currently possible. It's very difficult for me, and I have tons of experience with challenging cats. So for an adopter, it would be stressful and frustrating and very difficult. So, and more importantly than that, Ramona would not be happy. So, I'm 100% confident Ramona would be happy in the forest because that's where she came from, and every time we return a cat there, they instantly transform from scared and stressed and timid to happy and relaxed, and that's what we want for them. Right, trim her nails, forget about it. It would be impossible to trim her nails. So I know that sentimentally we want her to stay with Chloe and the two of them to be adopted together, but I think she would do better with a cat that is more interactive with her, first of all, and I know there are lots of cats in the forest that are like that, I'm sure she's already friends with. But and Chloe has her kidney issues. Ramona doesn't need to be in the kidney cat room because she's healthy. So I know it's easy for us to project our human emotions and feel sad for Ramona, but really, like, the sad part for her is this part, because she's living in a place where she's afraid, and while she's been made as comfortable and low stress as possible, it's still not the same as being in the forest. So, like, if I had to make a decision about her today, I would send her back to the forest with no hesitation, and I would feel happy and relieved, because she would, as soon as she got there, she would feel safe and she would feel happy. And we do feed and care for the colony every single day. They have great shelter. It's a beautiful place to be a cat. So it's not a bad life at all. And if it's what makes them happy, then it's not right for us to force them to live a life that is not going to make them happy, or that leaves them afraid half the time. So we've also had lots of success with cats who haven't been ready for socialization, who we've returned to the forest, and then sometimes it takes a month, sometimes it takes 18 months. But they have changed their mind about humans, and it's a much nicer transition for them because it's on their terms and in an environment where they feel safe and comfortable, and so they can have more positive interactions with us because they're not always afraid we're going to eat them, and they can take their time, getting closer and closer to us. So it really is the best place for them when they're not super receptive to socialization. So like if she was able to enjoy being petted, or you know, there are some like progress indicators that would make me want to give her more time. And I haven't spent really any time with her working on socialization, but she has been in the room with me quite a bit. I've been handling kittens in front of her. So there should be some progression, and there really hasn't been. So I know you have made a good progression. So she might go with the snugglers for a bit. I don't know if they will. Like, look at what with Rula. Rula just went in there and found a place to hide, and swatted at anyone that got close. And so she didn't get any interaction really from the snugglers. They did get her eventually after like 6 weeks to play a tiny bit. So there was like a little bit of progress, but not enough to make it worth 6 weeks of living in fear, right? Because she could have been like, Rula had health issues, so we didn't have a choice about that. But we do have a choice with Ramona, and so to force her to go through a socialization process when she's not ready. We do it when we have to with a cat that's got health problems, but we don't have to do it with her. So it's hard for me to justify keeping her around after the kittens are gone, because she has a home, her home in the forest waiting for her. So we do make sure that they have warm shelter in the winter. They've got food. We go rain or shine. They have a big covered area to eat. So, and she's been here since April. So I'm not saying I'm going to send her back today, but I just saw a comment in chat about that a day is too short for this particular experiment. But I mean, how long? But I'm that comment was referring to just her being with Princess Consuela to see how they get along. But if you remember back to when Chloe came in, or Chloe was already here and Ramona came in, so same situation. They were, Ramona was like tunneling underneath her, and they were smooshing themselves together from basically minute one. So it's been a night. When I did come down earlier today, Princess Consuela went into the nest because she was nervous, and then kind of hissed at Ramona and left when she felt safe again. So it's definitely been a different interaction, and I don't know. I know that the Happy Forest ferals are very cat social. I don't know anything about Princess Consuela's background, whether she is social with other cats. I was assuming that she might be, but I don't know like I did with the Happy Forest cats. So I don't think there's any point in, letting it go on for days and days. But I will see how things go throughout today and see if there's any sort of change. you're so cute. So, so it's okay to be, I know that some of you will feel sad and some of you will disagree with that line of reasoning, but I'm, um, I will be very confident when I make my decision about it, based on lots of experience, and you guys don't have the benefit of seeing the cats in the forest and how happy they are. It's true that we can't protect them 100% of the time, and that's hard for us too, but forcing them to live a life where they're afraid and hiding is not, it's not fair to them. So we never get the luxury of having, you know, a perfect option, or even one that's, you know, 80% perfect. We just don't have that luxury in animal rescue, and particularly working with feral cats, we don't have that luxury. So we just have to make the best decision we can with the information we have, and we have to put the cat's needs first. I got an email overnight from someone who was not pleased with the conversation yesterday, and said that she thought that the decision was just being based on resources and that sort of thing. And I've said before, but I'll say again, that we don't make decisions based on resources. So like if I thought that Ramona was showing potential, and if I had been able to have positive interactions with her, then we would do whatever was necessary to see that through. We are definitely stretched on resources, that's true, but when we get overstretched, we just put in more time, sleep less. I was up till like 3 this morning, got up early. I mean, this is kitten season, so we do as much as we can. And once we take a cat in, we don't, we would never like send one back to the forest because of lack of time or space or whatever. We would figure it out. So the reason if Ramona goes back to the forest, the reason will be 100% because it's in her best interest to do so. And I will have to bear the burden of that decision and whatever happens, and that's kind of, it's not something that any of us take lightly. I definitely don't take it lightly, because I have to live with it. But either way, I have to live with it. So if she's feeling stressed and scared every day, I have to live with that too. So ultimately we do what we believe is best for them based on our experience and their needs. And you guys don't have the benefit of seeing everything that we see, so nobody watching is qualified to make that decision, although certainly you guys can have your own opinions. And if you were in the situation, you may do things differently, and that's totally fine. And it's okay to ask questions and to be sad and all that stuff. Like that's normal and fine. I just hope that I can get across our reasoning, my reasoning, and because I think it's important in us trying to help people understand ferals better, and also us ourselves understanding them better with each new cat we bring in. I think it's important to talk about why we would send them back, why we would keep them here, because there's no like rule when it comes to feral cats in particular, all cats, but ferals too, that they're all different, they all have their own needs, they all progress at different rates, and we found many of them have progressed much faster in the forest and not in captivity. So that's the that's, I guess, the rambling discussion about that. Ramona is healthy, not in physical pain, eating, drinking. We have no medical concerns for Ramona, which is great. She's young, she's vigorous. Yeah, cat overpopulation is sad for sure, and it's true that feral cats that are not in managed colonies have shorter lifespans. We provide medical care, food, shelter to our cats, and so we try to keep them healthy and fed, and that removes a lot of the issues that would shorten their lifespans. And you have seen we have a room full of cats with health issues that we bring in, and then we have to figure out what to do with. And also I'm not criticizing the person who emailed. We get emails all the time, but I just wanted to address that one thing, because I haven't had a chance to write back yet, but because I was up late trapping last night. The last Harvey cat is in custody. We hope it's the last one. We're gonna put the camera back up for a couple more days just to make sure, but he's very handsome. He's getting his neuter today, which is great, and then we'll see. He was pretty unimpressed last night. Not aggressive, not shut down, but super stressed. So I thought, here's a comment, I thought she would get some time with the smugglers. That's what we were told in the beginning. I don't get it. That is what I was thinking in the beginning, and I might still do it, but I think I touched on this a couple minutes ago. Um, if you were watching when Rula went over there, she basically just went into a little hide and stayed there, and it took probably 6 weeks for the smugglers to, like, they weren't able to interact with her at all because she would swat when they came close. And Ramona's similar in that regard, in that she will run away and she'll swat if she's cornered. But I don't think the smugglers will even be able to do much interacting with her. And it would take a very long time to work up to get to that point. So I haven't made any decisions yet, but I say what I think the plan might be, but we can never really depend on. We never know how things are going to go. So anything that I consider or that might be an option, any of it can change at any time. Like, the situation changes minute by minute. So don't take future plans as set in stone, because we constantly have to reevaluate and be flexible and come up with new plans, like, on a daily basis. So I don't know. So she might go in there, but probably it definitely will not be for 6 weeks. If she does, she would go in there for a short period of time to see if and in a new environment she will be less confident and more scared, and so she might allow more interaction just because she's too scared to run away. As she's gotten more confident being here, she's wanted less interaction, which is something that happens with some of the ferals depending on personality. So so hopefully that answers that question, that we can't, it's impossible for us to plan, and if we think things are going to go one way or hope they're going to go one way, they don't always go that way. So I'm just thinking about, because I've had to I haven't had to give her meds really or anything, and when I have tried to catch her, she's very challenging. So she's okay when she's observing from a distance, but what she really needs is interaction, positive interaction, and I'm not convinced that she'll be able to get that with the smugglers. So we might try it, we might not. I am confident that she will be able to have positive interactions in the forest, because it will be on her terms and in a place where she feels safe. So in many cases, socialization is aided by being back in the forest where they feel safe and comfortable. So and then I see a comment about what in the happy forest is leading to kidney disease. That is also a great question. I think there was recently an article I think I posted on Tiny Tapeworms linking periodontal disease, like dental disease, with kidney disease, and we've seen lots of dental disease in these cats, and we think that it is viral. So they get viral gingivitis from Calici virus, which is a common respiratory virus, and then that causes inflammation, which puts stress on the kidneys. We think that plays a role, at least, perhaps. Um, Genetics might play a role. We don't really know. There's unfortunately no way to get an answer on that, but we have seen a link between the dental disease and kidney function. So that's our best guess at this point. But also, if you look at the number of cats there and the number of cats with kidney disease, we're well within the normal percentage of cats who get kidney disease. A few of ours have gotten it early, but earlier than maybe usual. But I think in general, it's not super abnormal. It's just that we started seeing it. And brought a whole bunch in, like, within a short period of time. So, I can also address not fair to keep her for 3 or 4 months, pay almost no attention to her, then send her back to the happy forest. And this could have been done weeks ago. She has been fine with the kittens and without me forcing interactions on her. That's how she has been happiest. And I also wanted to observe how she did with the room change and a few other things to see if that had any effect on her progress. So to take her away from her kittens a month ago would have been a bit premature. And as long as she is enjoying being with the kittens at night, and I haven't had to stress her out too much, then, and I also wanted to observe her with Chloe longer to make sure that if I do send her back, I'm not like ruining this amazing bond between them, which they definitely had, but I don't think it's not strong enough at this point to keep them together. So here's another good one. Have any previous Happy Forest TNR ferals come back to HQ at a later date to try to socialize to be adopted? Yes, we have quite a few cats who we did TNR, returned them, and then they became socialized out in the forest. If you go to tinykittens.com/ferals/adopted, you will see tons of Facebook pages from adopters who have adopted adult ferals that we either socialized in the forest or brought in to be treated for something and then adopted, or in some cases, some of our pregnant moms came in, were not at all receptive to socialization when the babies were old enough to be adopted, and so they returned, and then we've had now, I think 2 of them come back in, and like totally night and day difference. So we've had quite a few. That's one of the reasons why I don't worry about sending them back, because to me it's not a step backwards, it's actually beneficial in their socialization a lot of the time. So because they do often come around, and then we bring them back in, and we've tried a few that weren't quite ready yet, and so they come and stay with us for a bit and then go back, and they're much happier when they're back. So So we've adopted over 100 cats out of the colony. So lots of those are kittens, but lots are adults. So more than 100 cats. So when you work with ferals, you have to be flexible and creative, and sometimes changing their situation will get them past the plateau. So it's okay if you don't agree with what I'm doing, but I do consider everything very carefully and make the best decision for the cat. So I don't know, there's not much more I can say about it. So yeah, and you can, several of the Happy Forest volunteers post videos of their visits to the Happy Forest, so you can see that the cats there are indeed happy and well cared for and healthy. So anyway, I'm sure I'll get more hate mail from today, but I do think it's important to at least try to explain the rationale, and we do put a lot of thought into it. We consult with our vets and make the best decisions we can based on the information we have. You're so cute. Are you gonna go say hi to your new friend? I think you would like her. You're so cute. We would love to set up, we broadcast sometimes from the Happy Forest, but it's terrible cell phone service and we don't have internet there. So the best we can do is take videos and post them later. We would love to do, we have done a few live broadcasts like during our fix-a-thons and stuff. And I've tried to do some live broadcasts. I think, who was I trying to trap? Chloe, was it? Was it Chloe? We might have live broadcast. Hi. Yeah, it's not all hate mail that we get. So a lot of it is just people who are concerned or don't understand. So that's why I like to be welcoming to people and give them the benefit of the doubt when they're expressing concerns. Some in chat, it's easy to take offense to the way someone words something, and we get really jaded because we get so many trolls and stuff. But I think it's important to let people express their concerns and try not to get, and even though I'm guilty of this too sometimes, but try not to get impatient with the same questions, because new people, and we are here to try to improve understanding, and we're not all going to agree on the best way to do things, but we are showing our way of doing things, and people can observe what we're doing, and then in their own efforts they can do things differently, but at least they'll have seen, you know, what they like or don't like about what we're doing. So I think it's so I'm not like, some of the hate mail is just like mean and trolling, but and just like people being jerks, but some of it is people who are just feeling anxious and concerned, and I have an understanding for that because of the times that I've had to watch the live births from outside the room. Like, I have an appreciation for when you don't see everything that's going on. It's easy to get worried, and so I get that. And those of you who have been watching for a long time know that we do work really hard to provide the very best possible care we can, and we have to do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because you guys are watching and holding us accountable 24/7, which is pretty intense. So so we try to do our best. Don't always do everything perfectly, but it means we all get to learn together. And you guys can learn from our mistakes, and we learn from any mistakes we make, and or even just we can look back with hindsight and say maybe we would have done things differently, but we do have quite a bit of experience at this point. Oh, look at that belly, it's such a big belly. You guys are funny. So anyway, sorry to the mods for all the CCing and the rambling. My computer's about to die. The new ginger intake was good. He was super stressed, so I didn't do too much to him beyond revolution and check that he has 2 very manly testicles, which he probably doesn't have by this time. They're probably gone. So that's good. the princess is enjoying time with humans. She's definitely not feral. She's so sweet, so it'll be nice for once to have a very friendly mama cat. It's been a long time. I can feel some babies in there. So I think we have at least a week to go with her. Probably, well, I haven't tried to listen to heartbeats, but she's purring too loud now, but maybe next time I come in, before she starts purring, I can see if I can hear some heartbeats. Some baby heartbeats. Do you have a little bit of embarrassing chin acne? Just a little. Whew. As far as her age goes, probably around a year and a half. She does look like she's had kittens before, so I don't think this will be her first litter. But it will definitely be her last one. So that's good. We already have had a toothless, that's why, but she definitely has her toothless moments for sure. With her glowing eyes. I'm just gonna get, what was it? Oh yeah, more food. Some food refill for you. Alright, excited for more snacks. And then we'll see, I could leave the front door to the nest cracked a bit. Let's see if that entices Ramona to come out. Maybe some snacks right here. We'll see. I'll just close it a little like that. Alright, so anyway, that's a long visit. And now I need to go check on the others. Arthur. Ooh, hey, where are you going? Oh, she just left. Arthur discovered kibble last night, and is now nursing the kibble, which is good. I'm hoping that will help satisfy his comfort nursing a little bit. Here, you have to go in here. This is where you live now for a little while. I know. Are you a door dasher? Are you gonna be a little door dasher? Or aren't you? Oh, it's so cute. Okay, so you've got your snacks. Alright, so we'll see what happens. I'll keep watching, keep an eye on them, and maybe now that the princess Consuela has gotten all petted and relaxed, maybe she'll go and make friends, but we'll see. So anyway, thanks for all the support and for caring about the cats and for tuning in. Alright. I know, you're so beautiful. I have to go now and take care of your friends upstairs. Alright, I'll see you later though.